You're listening to local band Rocket Club. This is their song, North Country. You can see the band taking a drive along 694 and 94 in their music video and showing off the lakes here in Minnesota. So you could call it an ode to the North.
Now that song made its debut back in June 4 years ago. It was 60th on Billboard's Hot Country Songs. Not bad for a band based in Minnesota.
No, and Allie, this week's Minnesotan to meet is a vocalist in the band Rocket Club.
That's right. The singer we're talking about is Don Smithmier. He moved to Minnesota to be a teacher, and as fate would have it, a financial aid mix-up while in graduate school at the University of Minnesota turned out to be the best thing for his career. And as you will see, it's not just his musical talents that make him this week's Minnesotan to meet, but so much more.
For Don Smithmier, the start to his career in the business world didn't go according to plan.
Greatest temp gig of all time. We'll start with that story.
Plan A for him was to make it in the music industry. Plan B, the University of Wisconsin major, had his sights set on teaching history. But when his financial aid check didn't come while in graduate school, he was basically willing to do anything.
I was begging for a job, first of all, so I answered the phone. I made an excellent pot of coffee. I was very good at that. I kept the coffee pot filled, and apparently they liked the coffee enough where they gave me a full-time job.
That full-time gig was at the time a new online university based here in the Twin Cities, Capella.
7 years there, I built and led their marketing organization, and then eventually ended up leading their IT group.
After more than a decade with the accredited school, he left hungry to get back in touch with his creative side.
At the time, I was writing a lot of music, and I was working on a demo, and was going to send some things down to Nashville. Ended up putting together an album and a band that became Rocket Club.
St. Croix River, here I come.
Don described the band as country rock. They had a pretty successful launch.
This is where the fun begins.
3 top 100 Billboard chart songs.
We ended up on the country charts, which said, wow, I guess we're a country band.
Rocket Club led to Rumble.
They're happy when they're healthy.
A recording studio now primarily used for commercials. It's just one of 3 of his businesses based here in his Minneapolis office.
Oh, it's a very exciting time. It always is. It always is. But there's nothing better than seeing a new idea finally get created and live in the world.
He employs about 75 people between the 3 companies. His newest, The Big No, which just launched last month, taking advantage of all the experts Minnesota has to offer.
The world's top organizations create and teach classes taught by their experts on things that consumers really care about.
United Health, AARP, Dan Buettner are just some of the experts and companies creating a new approach to online learning, a spinoff from his biggest business, Go-Kart Labs.
Turn the corner and step into a new business.
Yeah, this is Go-Kart Labs, which takes up most of the space.
He claims his entrepreneurial attitude stems from his musical roots and encourages his employees to think differently.
Go-Kart, it is a digital innovation lab, and what that means is we work with companies that range from Fortune 20 to brand new startup, and we help them invent and design and create new products and services and solutions that use digital.
So far, all his startups seem to be hitting their stride. He offered up this advice for those thinking to go out on their own.
At some point, if you're going to get into business for yourself, you got to make the leap, and you got to give it all your time and all your energy and all your attention, because someone else is doing that and you're competing with them.
Now, The Big No has 9 employees, and Smithmier says they already have 20,000 students signed up to take some of those online learning classes, which is a pretty impressive number since they've really only been online for a few weeks. Yeah. And for a lot of these classes, the first is free, and it's just online lectures. You can take quizzes. But what he likes about it is he was talking about how there were 19 Fortune 500 companies right here in Minnesota, and it's really an opportunity to take advantage of all of these experts right here in the Twin Cities. And for people who maybe aren't interested in graduate school, but this is just a way for them to maybe learn something new for an hour or a couple hours at a time.
Oh, haven't you always thought, like, man, I would love to go back to college. I would love to study all sorts of different things, but I don't want to take tests.
Or I don't want to pay for it, right?
But
this is a very inexpensive tool. He also is.
You do pay for some of this. I mean, it's not a charity.
Right.
Like, they got to make some money.
But the first class is usually free, and then if you like what you're seeing, then you pay more. But it's not like you're paying for a full semester of graduate school or anything.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm impressed by all of his energy. I mean, he could have stopped at country singer, he could have stopped at The Big No, you know, go-kart, but no, he just keeps adding. I love that.
That's how it works for entrepreneurs. You know,
just
one
can't
isn't
stop.
good enough. You have to keep going.
Right. I love it.